Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so you're all welcome back. I can see new faces. All right, who didn't attend yesterday's class? Who are just for today? Okay, we're quite a lot. Never mind. Hope you'll understand what I'm going to talk. All right, so we're talking about the power of association, importance of association, associating with devotee, of course. Right? So what happens when you associate with devotee? Right? We talked about that, and yesterday we talked about quite a few topics. And if you have any questions from yesterday, maybe we can start from there before we go ahead. Anybody has any question? No question?
You talked about associating with devotees, but what if your friends, family, people around you, they don't believe in God, or so do you stop talking to them? Or what do you mean by try to distance yourself from the non-devotee?
Prabhuji just asked that the sound can be little. Prabhuji just asked that if the family members are non-devotees, not to associate with non-devotees, does it mean that we stop talking to the family members? Right? Of course, it's not like that. Family members are family members. Once in Prabhupada's time, there were two brothers, Brahmananda Maharaj and Garga Muni Prabhu. Right? So these two devotees, these two brothers, they became devotees. So when they were in the temple, they learned so many things, and one of them was the women are Maya. Right? So it was taught that for men, women are Maya, for women, men are Maya. Right? It means illusion. So then after that, they went back home. And as soon as they reached home, they ring the bell, and then they rang the bell, and then the mother opened the door. Then mother was so excited. My sons, they came, you came, oh. And she was about to hug them. And they said, wait, lady, wait. You cannot do that, you are Maya. You're Maya, Then, of course, the mother went to Srila Prabhupada, complained, what have you done to my sons? They're saying I'm illusion for them. And Prabhupada had to call them and then say, come on, mother is mother, Baba. It's not like that, So you have to respect your mother. You cannot just call her Maya. So they say, Prabhupada, we're sorry. We'll do the correction. So next time they went again, rang the bell. The mother was there. And mother didn't see anybody. And when she looked down, both sons were doing dandavat, respect to the mother. So of course, we have to be practical. Family members are family members. And many times the family members may not be devotees, because of their karma or because they don't like it. So it's entirely their choice whether to become devotee or not. Right? So I've been in Krishna consciousness for 21 years, and my parents are still not devotees. So if you come to my home, you can still see non-vegetarian items. Of course, in one refrigerator. We have other one for prasadam. Right? So and then my father still loves drinking. Just one pig at night. Right? He still loves meat. I think it's okay. It's his choice. It's his desire. So and not only that, he started reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Now he's in Canto 3. So I asked my father, Dad, you're reading Srimad Bhagavatam and you're still drinking and eating meat. what will happen to you? I said, of course, I'll go to hell. But what to do, from my childhood I've got a habit of eating meat and drinking alcohol. And I'm not like you. You started drinking from the bottle. I'm still stuck with one peg, right? By drinking from the bottle, you finished your quota. My quota is still there, to drink. So he said that, and of course, after a while, he also said, there's another thing in scriptures mentioned, right? If you become devotee, then 7 generations above will be liberated. I've got a good chance. You do bhakti very nicely, even though I'm not able to follow it. Right? So of course, parents, relatives, we have to compromise a bit with them. You cannot be harsh. Now you guys are non-devotees, so I don't want to. Right? Of course, there's a limitation. We cannot take what you call juta, the food touched by them, from their mouth and all this, extreme things we avoid. Because it's not only about relationship, it's about karma transferring. Vishmadev in Mahabharata, he mentions this, right? When he was talking to Yudhishthira Maharaj, how a good king should become, right? And he was telling Yudhishthira Maharaj, do this, don't do that. And one of them was, protect. The job of a king is to protect a woman, and then the women, the children, the cows, and the brahmanas. So as soon as he mentioned that, Draupadi was also standing there nearby, and she said, excuse me, I've got a question. Right? You're now talking about the protection of a woman, right? And the responsibility of a king. When you were a regent of Hastinapur, and they were trying to disrobe me, make me naked, why didn't you stop them? You were quiet. You didn't stop Duryodhana or this Dushasana. Why? And now you're talking about big principle of protecting women. Then Vishmadev said, you're true, you're right. I didn't stop because, I was doing 3 things with Duryodhana. And he said, by 3 things the karma gets transferred. It's called 3 dosh, right? 3 ways the karma gets transferred from one person to another. The first one is called sanga dosh. Second is anna dosh. And third one is sparsa dosh, right? So by eating the anna which is coming from the other person, either cooked or the juta, which is contaminated by the mouth, then you get karma. Second is by associating, by 6 activities which I explained yesterday. Yeah, and then the third one is sparsados, when we touch each other. That's why in our tradition, in Sanatana Dharma, what do we do when we meet people? Namaste. Yeah, and the other person also does namaste. Means you keep your karma, I keep my karma. Okay? Be safe. Because when we shake hands, we don't know what kind of karma is going to transfer. Right? So these are very, very interesting things, and how it mentions how the karma is transferred. So that's why there's so many things we have to be careful of. But just sitting with them and talking with them, being their son or father or brother, hardly matters. And then we also have to be very polite with them, compromise many ways. We cannot just say, I'm a devotee and you guys are non-devotees, so I don't care for you. You're no more my family members. You cannot say that. Because coming from your prarabdha, you have to take care of that. Okay, thank you. If there is any other question? You have to be a little louder, okay? Oh, we have mic? Is this the mic? Safi TV. Yeah.
I'm Simran from Nepal. I used to do volunteering in ISKCON city for a couple of years, and my family got to know that, and then they were like, why are you doing it?
Why are you?
Why are you doing it? And then I was about to detach to the materialistic world, I was about to get
About to.
Yeah, about to. But, and my family asked me that if the life you have given is given by God to live and learn, play, whatever you want. God given that life. And why do you want to live that life again? That was the question. From the deep, I was thinking, I asked a couple of groups in Sydney as well, but I still have the correct answer. If you like, from your answer, from the best one, if you're telling like, it's your choice, that will be not my answer. And if you say it's your family choice or something, that will be not my answer again. What will be the convincing answer for me and myself?
How should I know which answer will be? Okay, we can still try. I mean, you're saying that you're serving in Sydney. ISKCON, not Sydney, right?
Not Sydney.
Yeah, wow, nice. And then you're almost about to give your life to the Lord, and then
Detach myself from the world.
detach yourself from the world, and there comes some kind of obstacle called parents, right? And then stopped you from going towards the Lord, right? And then what did they say? If Krishna gave you the life, why you have to give your life back to Krishna?
Again.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, of course, there's a festival. I mean, we have a festival in Nepal, right? Bauko Mukhirni, right? I mean, we say like Father's Day. So on Father's Day, we have a tradition that we will give something to, right, our father, isn't it? We have that tradition, isn't it? So when I was young, I didn't have income, right? So each time the Father Day comes, I would go to my father and ask money from him, right? Something like 2-3 days before the festival, right? I said, Dad, give me 1,000 rupees. And he would ask, why? Please, I'll tell you later. Please give me, please. I'll insist, and then he will give, right? He'll give. So I'll go I'll go to the market, and then I'll see what I can buy from my father, isn't it? Now I've got a full-fledged freedom to utilize that 1,000 rupees as I like, isn't it? I can buy chocolates of 400 rupees and then give back 600 rupees to my father as a gift. Buy some fruits or whatever I like. I can do the other way around, spend 600 rupees for myself and then 400 rupees to my father. I can do 50-50. Or I can just like finish 1,000 rupees for myself and give nothing to my father. Hey, father, I fooled you. Hey, I can do that. Right? Or I can give 100% back to him. Now, when will my father be most happy? When my father will become happy the most. If I give all back, some of the back, or don't give back. Sorry? How purposefully? But so, of course, I'm asking that 1,000 rupees for Father's Day, isn't it? My aim was to give the gift back to my father.
But like, how can their dad already eat 630 pieces?
I don't get you. How can
their dad already can finish 630 things they're buying for him? But because when you have 1,000 rupees, you can't even buy much stuff in Nepal. You know
I didn't get
that?
his accent. If you can repeat.
So like, if you have 1,000 rupees,
Okay.
so like, how can you buy 630 stuff with only 1,000 rupees? Well, that's almost impossible. Yeah, you know that.
You mean from 1,000 rupees, how can I buy things of 600 rupees?
Yeah, like 630 things for your father. How can you buy that much?
How can I buy things of 600 rupees out of 1,000 rupees?
Like, if you had,
No, he's thinking of buying 630 things.
No.
He's going
I'm saying 630 rupees, not things. Sorry for that. Yeah.
Chocolate for dad.
I'm gonna give back the chocolates to my dad,
Yeah.
and then dad will give that chocolate back to me.
Half and half.
Half an hour.
Half and half. Okay.
Oh yeah, but like.
But is that your dad? Right? You ask him.
And also.
You ask him how, in what situation will he be happy?
But like, how can you like if just give each other 25? Give 25 chocolates to each other, so you will never have to argue for this thing. Maybe you can just steal first. You
Okay.
can't just steal it and you're so like tell what you're gonna buy, then you're allowed to pick your own. Because you have to tell first, then you'll have the permission.
Okay. Thank you. So the father will always be happy if we give 100% back to him, right? Then the father will say that, this is a good son, because I can rely, right? I can rely on this person because he is giving everything back to me, because the money belongs to the father, right? And we are given that money with full freedom. Yeah, we are given that money with full freedom. We can do anything with that money, and then when we give back the whole money, the father's money, not my money, father's money, back to father, the father becomes happy.
Okay.
But comparing money, the little thing, with the life is totally different.
Well, okay, let's try it this way then, if you're not convinced. Okay? So God is there, right? And God has so many energies which can be categorized into three. The Antaranga Shakti, the internal energy, builds up the spiritual world. The Bahiranga Shakti, the external energy, builds up this material world which we are living in. And there is a third energy third category of energy, which is called Tatastha Shakti, which is us, the living entities. Right? The third energy is the living entity. Now, if Antaranga Shakti is coming from Krishna, Bahiranga Shakti is coming from Krishna, and Tatastha Shakti is coming from Krishna, what do we have of our own? Do we have anything of our own? Right? So, according to the scriptures, Krishna is saying, not Krishna, the devotees are saying, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. This is Brahmaji. Right? Brahma is saying that everything, all the thing which is, which we see, which we experience, even ourselves, it is coming from Krishna, and nothing works without the will of Krishna. Right? So when Krishna created us, He gave the full freedom. He gave us full freedom to do whatever we want. And we chose this material world. So sadly, we chose this material world. Whereas Krishna's desire, if we see Krishna's desire, He wants us back in Goloka Vrindavan. That's where we belong. This world is just a temporary world. Just a temporary world. Okay, you listen to your parents and then you take care of your parents, right? We don't have to do anything for Krishna. What about at the end of life? Where are we going? What are we doing? Right? What are we doing? We're doing nothing.
We died.
Yeah, we die. But then what happens? Super search hours kid.
But like how? So like, do you know how far is Krishna?
How far is Krishna? Very far, but not too far also.
They're farther than us, and they're far so straight that you can't even reach. You might die.
If what is that?
Yeah, if you travel all the way over there, you can't
No,
salvation.
see, this is the problem, you know. We are teaching our kids like going to space and all these kind of things is too far, isn't it? But then it'll take some time for you to understand the fact what is spirituality. Okay. So anyway, coming back to the point, right? Now, everything belongs to Krishna. In fact, we are all living in Krishna actually. Krishna says we are within and without. So we are inside Krishna, and Krishna is yet somewhere else. Of course, like that is there, but then we are inside the creation of Krishna, inside the Brahma. Brahma means the whole creation, material creation of Krishna. Is it possible? You know, one time I was talking with a dentist friend of mine, and as he was checking my teeth, you know, he was saying, in our mouths, there are more than 300 different varieties of living entities. In our mouth itself, like, you know, just this space. I said, 300 different varieties? And he said, the number is even worse. Millions. Millions of living entities living inside our mouth. Right? So when I open my mouth and I look at it in the mirror, I see none of them. So they are so minute. They are so minute and so many inside, right? And as I'm walking somewhere, every one of them follow me, right? If I'm sitting here, it's there. I'm moving, you know, it's there. So like that, I mean, the world we live in, it's inside Krishna actually, right? So I don't think there is anything which we can say which belongs to me. Like Srila Prabhupada also mentioned many times that the only thing we can give Krishna is bhakti, our love. You know, Krishna is hungry for our love, nothing else. We cannot offer anything to Krishna because everything belongs to Krishna. The only thing we can give back to Krishna is the freedom which he allowed us to do anything. And using that freedom, we choose Krishna back. That is bhakti. Right? But then we are all like, I mean, trained and educated in such a way that we are different than Krishna. We don't belong to Krishna. Right? Just like this simple example, I mean the sunlight. How much money you are paying to the sun for giving so much light in the daytime. Right? At nighttime we will switch on like few lights, and just for that we are paying so much money to the government for providing us the electricity, isn't it? How much are we paying to the sun? How much are we paying to the cloud? Right? How much are we paying to, you know, to the trees, to the plants in ocean which is producing oxygen, you know? Are we paying any amount of money? Right? So of course, like I mean, Krishna is doing so much for us, and then we are not yet, grateful to him.
I am grateful.
Yeah, but then we are so much concerned about our parents who doesn't have any control over us. They don't have any control over us. Like the parents, you know, they didn't decide to give birth to us. They didn't decide. It's not their choice. Right? If giving birth to the child is our choice, you know, then everyone should have a kid. But there are so many couples who don't have kids, like me. And I'm married and I don't have kids for some reason, you know? Even though we tried, we wanted. Right? And then when the child is in the womb, who decides? Okay, let this child become a girl or a boy. Who decides? Right? We don't decide that. How about the face? I want the face of the child to be like this, the height, the body. How about the mentality? Right? Even giving birth to a child, and after the birth, we bring up the child. Right? We bring up the child, and then we have no control over the child. Many times we think, oh, let me make this son a good son. And then he happens to be a bad son. Right? We have no control over it. Right? So many times we are like fooled, thinking that these are my parents and this is my child. Many times, they are not. We are all individual living entities, dwelling in this material world, trying to find out the truth, ultimate reality. And when we get chance, our parents says, where are you going? Many of our parents, they will suggest us to get married. Isn't it? You know why? Not because they love you. Right? When you say, I don't want to get married, they say, no, you should. What are you saying? You should get married. They are not telling you to get married because they love you. Right? If they would love you, they would say, no, free yourself. Go back to God. They will say that. But then they are saying you should get married because, I got trapped in this married life. How can you get free? You should also get trapped. By all these, I don't know, so many relationships in this life. Right? So we can try all sorts of things to make ourselves comfortable and happy and try to adjust in this world, but nothing works. I tried in so many ways to make everything possible in my life, everything true, everything fantastic, but then nothing works. Everything, it works sometimes, but then they are temporary. It's just for a while. Right? My parents were also not happy when I became Hare Krishna. They said we spent so much money to make him engineer, now he's Hare Krishna, what a loss. Right? So it took them about 2-3 years to understand. So after 2-3 years, when they realized, what my son is doing, what our son is doing is great, they started appreciating. And now it's been 20-21 years, I've been doing this. They literally worship me, literally. Right? I don't want their worship. They are my worshipables, but then still. Right? So of course, we don't understand in the beginning what's going on. Right? So Prabhupada would also give another example that one guy wanted to have a car. And then he wanted to have his own car. But then he was working so hard and then still couldn't afford to buy a car. So what he did, he stole the car. Right? He stole the car. So every day he was driving, wow, wonderful car. Doesn't matter, you steal it, you stole it. Right? It's still as long as you're driving that car, it's yours. Right? So he was enjoying. But as soon as there's a police car going from the side, he's scared. These policemen, did they find me? They will catch me. Again, but then the policeman didn't catch him, Okay. So he said, thanks God, I'm safe. So at night he's sleeping. When he hears the siren going on, he's thinking, oh my God, have they found me stealing the car? Maybe they came to catch me, So he couldn't sleep. Literally, he couldn't sleep for many, 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 many nights because he has got a stolen car. Right? So he got the car, he was enjoying it, but then he was not peaceful. He was not peaceful. Then he went and told his friend, hey friend, I stole a car and then I got the car, I'm enjoying the car, but then I'm not peaceful. I'm not happy, I'm scared. I've got many sleepless nights. What am I supposed to do? Right? The friend said, return the car. Get rid of that car. No, it was difficult for him. Oh my God, this is already my car, the stolen car. Right? And the moment he went and put the car back to the place where he stole from, then he could come back and sleep peacefully. Right? So in the same way, we are stealing so many things from God. Nothing belongs to us. Not even this body. We don't have any control over this body. The day we return this body, return this mind and whatever back to Krishna, back to God, that is the day we will be peaceful. Now, there is a saying in Hindi, koi tan se dukhi, koi man se dukhi, koi dhan bina udas, sukhi Sri Hari Das. And it's very absolutely true. Right? You can be greedy, you can be successful, you can do anything, so many things in life. Unless and until you surrender to God, you'll never be peaceful. And try it for yourself. Okay?
Last thing, I want to add something with it. Like, I have done everything, not whatever comes in my surrounding, not everything to the world, but bought a car. I have traveled whole Australia, every state, either by plane or car. Nothing makes me happy yet. Yeah, nothing.
You're lucky. These things are not making you happy.
Nothing. I'm searching for my peace inside me.
That's true. The peace is inside you. The happiness is inside you. Not in any states of Australia. No, many times we think that like things which are outside of me is giving me happiness. None of them can give you happiness. Right? Now, if we talk a little bit scientifically, we have like 4 happy hormones produced in our head. Right? What are they? Dopamine, endorphin, serotonin, and oxytocin. Right? And then in today's world, most of the hormones we are producing are dopamine. Dopamine is so easy to produce. I want to do something, I want to eat, I want to buy, I want to go, and you get to do that and dopamine gets produced. Let me eat chocolate. You go and buy chocolate, you eat, as soon as you put it in the mouth and munch, dopamine. So good. Right? Dopamine gets produced. But then the problem with dopamine is it's addictive. It's addictive. Why addictive? Because the chocolate which I ate now, just thinking about it, yesterday I had a chocolate, doesn't produce dopamine again in my brain. I have to eat again. Right? Another thing which creates dopamine is alcohol, cigarette. Right? They equally produce like dopamine. Each time a drunkard gets to drink, that's production of dopamine. Right? And one of the most dopamine producing object is in your pocket, in your bag, mobile phone, which is unrestricted device to create dopamine, which is higher than drinking alcohol. It's more addictive. And why it's addictive? Because like the action, the activity you did before, which created dopamine, will not create dopamine again. So you have to do it again and again, again and again. Now there's another problem with this also. In our neurons, in our head, there are neurons which are like sensing everything. All this dopamine are sensed, right? Now the problem with the dopamine is, there are like dopamine receptors in the brain. So each time, it's many times when we produce this dopamine, the receptor becomes weak. So the receptor becomes like dysfunctional. So for the same receptor to like feel the same experience like before, the dose have to be increased. Now you have to create more dopamine. Right? That's why 1 peg of alcohol becomes 2 pegs of alcohol. Right? Because it has to produce the same amount, to produce the same amount of dopamine, the dose has to be increased. Now iPhone 15 will give you some kind of dopamine, but then to create like the same amount of like happiness, you have to buy again iPhone 16. Seriously, why am I saying this? Because they know it. They know it. Who are making iPhone 6s, they know it. Whereas iPhone 15 and 16s, I don't think there's much difference in there. And do you think they're that stupid that just for one increment, one kind of like advancement, they have to wait for another model of the mobile phone? No. They have very well planned, they have schedule how to give you all these like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I don't know why they are so important. Right? Sometimes I don't know the latest mobile phone. And people say, oh Prabhu, you don't know? You don't know the latest one? As if they are the most important thing in my life. Right? And then the next hormone is called endorphin. Endorphin is little different. To produce endorphin, you have to work hard. It takes longer time. For example, I've put on some weight, so I want to reduce the weight. So every day I'm going jogging, or exercise, or gym. And after 2 months, my weight becomes less. It gives me the happiness, and that happiness comes from endorphin. Right? But again, the endorphin also is like not long lasting. You have to produce it again. Right? So when we see from like this kind of perspective, you know, no matter we are talking about endorphin, dopamine, or serotonin and oxytocin. Serotonin is produced when we do like, what do you call, like philanthropy, when we help others, right? Paropakara. No, then that moment like this, serotonin is produced, and oxytocin is produced when we have human-to-human relationship, physical touch, hugging and shaking hands and whatever, right? So anyway, all these like 4 hormones are short-lived. It is not like a permanent. The only permanent happiness you can experience is when you have relationship with God. That's permanent. Why? Why do we experience like permanent relationship with God? Because God is permanent, nothing else. Right? So our body is temporary, our mind is temporary. The only thing permanent is Atma. When this Atma, when this spirit, when this soul, you know, gets connected with Krishna, that's the real ultimate happiness we're going to experience. Right? So that's why, you know, you go around Australia, you go to USA, you go to Europe, and any country, any place in the world, for first day, first two days, you'll be, oh, wow, nice place. And then again, the same place again. Yeah, I still remember, like, Vinod Prabhu, where is he? Right? Kaga. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Vinod Prabhu, we went to Japan. For him, it was first time. So I was showing him, Prabhu, this is the tallest tower in Japan, the Sky Tree. And he was like, whoa, like very tall. Prabhu, picture, boom, 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 boom. From any angle, he's like taking. Second day again, Prabhu, the same tower. Prabhu, yeah, so tall. After 3 days, you know, Prabhu, tower. Yeah, tower. And after 5-6 days, you know, I said, Prabhu, tower. I said, Prabhu, it looks like so small now. You know, in Kathmandu we have Dharara. He said, Prabhu, of the Dharara still I'm I mean, it becomes like nothing after a while, you know. So, I mean, in this world, I mean, nothing is permanent and nothing is going to work. Whatever is going to work is your relationship with Krishna. Right? Believe me, if you want to try for yourself, try it. You know? So I tried with everything else in this world, it didn't work. So when I came to Krishna consciousness, fully satisfied. What to do? My misfortune, that I cannot enjoy this world anymore. Right? Nothing in this world attracts me, except Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. You have any other question? You can pass on the mic, you can take the mic so that everyone can hear. You have to switch on the mic.
Namaste, Hazur. I'm Prerna. So everyone, my name is Prerna. First question from my side is, from when I was 14, I'm very devoted to Ma Durga. And I don't know, I believe in Ma Durga a lot. And I'm here to listen to you because I want the explanation whether Krishna will accept me or not. And I know it's extreme.
Well,
but my second question is...
No, let's go one by one.
Yeah.
I'm Kali living entity, so I have short brain. Right. So thank you very much. So actually we're talking about the association of devotees, right? Okay. Anyway, we'll take this last question and we'll go ahead. You're devoted to Ma Durga.
Yes.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
But then we have to understand who is Ma Durga. She is the owner of this material world. Right? She is the in charge. Right? She in the very first place comes into this world as Rama Devi. Right? Rama Devi, and she takes the in charge of the physical existence of this material world. And she takes care of all these 23 elements from which whole universe, material world is like developed. So, being subordinate to Lord Vishnu, right, she has limited power. Now, Ma Durga, if you want to make Ma Durga happy, then you have to worship Lord Vishnu. And again, Lord Vishnu comes from Narayan, right? And then 4 quadruple things. We will not go to the details. And then all of them will come from Krishna. They are created from Krishna, right? So if you worship Krishna, definitely Ma Durga will be very happy, right? And then we, being ISKCON devotees, we also worship Ma Durga, right? And we worship her in the form of Radharani, who is the source of all the Ladini energy of the Lord, the Prakriti of the Lord.
Thank you. My second question is, my husband thinks, he's out here, he's laughing. So he thinks his perspective is very different. He thinks that if you do a good karma, that is devotee to God. And sometimes I don't feel happy because he doesn't, worship much. He just, he says that, that's okay, you are worshipping, that's from my side too. But I'm doing a good karma, that is devotee to a God. He thinks that. But I just want a little bit explanation and tell him.
Okay. So if you take care of other people by doing some charity work and all, help, right? It's a good beginning. Right? It's not bad.
Yeah, he thinks that's a good karma, what he's doing.
Yeah, that's a good karma only, but that's not devotion. That's a good karma. But that by doing good karma, you are promoted to do some devotion. So, Manav Seva or Madhav Seva. Right? By doing Manav Seva, we will be promoted to Madhav Seva. And look at ISKCON. I mean, ISKCON is one of the organizations which is feeding most people in the world for free. ISKCON holds the record of feeding most people in the world for free. Every second, I think there's 5 people we feed free, right? And then, but more than feeding just the food, we feed them prasad. Now, what is prasad? Prasad is karma-free food, right? That food which will not only nourish their body but nourish their soul as well. So, by doing Madhav Seva, we are also doing Manav Seva. Right? So instead, how many days we can feed people? How many people you can feed in one day? 100? For free. Every day, can you feed 100 people? Okay, 10 people. Possible? No? One. At least one, Baba. Come on, don't be stingy. Right? And for how many days you can feed them? Right? You can hardly do that. But if you feed, if you become devoted to Madhav, if you become devoted to Krishna, you have higher chances of helping the world in a positive way. So today in ISKCON, we're doing so much of social service. Many of the organizations are not doing it. And here, in the name of what? Caring for life, right? Caring for life, they're doing so much wonderful social service for free to the humanity. Right? So most of the time we think that just you being a social service person or charitable person, that's enough. That's not enough. That's the beginning. Right? And when you become God realized, when you go close to God, being devoted to God, that's where you find ultimate happiness. In fact, you are saving the whole world from so many, negative calamities. Okay, so thank you very much. Hope your husband will understand.
I have another question. नेपालीमा भन्छु म.
No, we don't understand.
सहनु पर्छ भनेर मान्छेले भन्छन्, जबकि अगाडिको मान्छेले नराम्रो गर्दा पनि. What is the limitations of त्यो सहनको लागि?
त्यो पनि husband के तर्फबाट
I know. No, not at all. No, he's very good. त्यो कुरामा हैन, but
I'm sorry, just asking.
No. When you get that people in the workplace or around you, we see they are treating you bad. You see, and हामी नेपालीको चाहिँ always हुन्छ कि we have to सहनुपर्छ somewhat. हैन राम्रो हुन्छ. It would be a good karma भनेर भन्छौँ नि हामीले. So
okay.
What is the limitations?
Yeah.
What is the explanation on the God saying that? What is the limitation for that?
Yeah, she's asking like, what is the limitation of tolerating, right? Others, right? That's what she's asking. The limitation of toleration depends on yourself. One time I was giving class and talking about Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Narsingadev Bhagwan ki. So, one time I was giving class and then I was giving example of Lord Buddha. To Lord Buddha there was like one man. He came and then he started like shouting. Because of you, you spoil the society. You are like creating useless people. You people just sit and meditate, do nothing. Then he started like screaming, using lots of bad words to Lord Buddha. And Lord Buddha was smiling. He was just smiling and doing nothing. He was not angry at all. And that guy went on for like 10-15 minutes, shouting. So after that, he became tired. So he kept quiet. And then Lord Buddha said, "Are you finished?" He said, "Yeah, I'm finished, but then I can scold you more if you want." And Lord Buddha said, No, I just want to ask you a question. I just wanted to ask you a question. And what is that question? Right? If you give a gift to somebody, right? If you give a present to somebody and that person doesn't accept it, right? To whom the gift belongs to, right? And then that guy say, "It belongs to me." If I'm giving to somebody and that somebody is like not accepting it, right? It belongs to me. I said, "I've not accepted your anger. Thank you." Right? So Lord Buddha, he chose not to accept the anger. So it's entirely up to you, depending on your limitations. And then when I told this in the class, after the class, one person came to me and started crying. He said, "Oh, after listening to your class, I felt that I made a mistake. One guy is in the jail because of me." I said, "What happened?" And he said, like, he did some bad thing to me, then I made a case against him and he's in the jail now. According to you, I should have tolerated. Because of me, that person is in jail, I don't feel good. Then I said, no, you did the right thing. Right? I said, like, you cannot tolerate, that's why you went and sued him. That's why he's in the jail. Right? And don't try to be Buddha. Don't try to imitate him. Right? You can do same like Lord Buddha when you become like Lord Buddha. Right? So it's entirely up to you what is the level of tolerance you have. According to that, you tolerate people. And if you cannot, just show them in a polite way. Enough. You can say enough. This is enough. This is my maximum limitation. So beyond this, I won't be able to tolerate. And you have to allow people to know that. Right? So, and don't suppress yourself. Don't pressurize yourself thinking that no, it's impolite, or I couldn't do it, like that. Okay, so thank you. So somebody at the back, yeah.
Quick question, with all due respect, with the Krishna consciousness, the religion is just simply teaching us that we conduct our daily duties with a great consciousness. But question goes back to Namaste description you given me. I'm not fully satisfied because, with all due respect, I'm coming from teaching from the childhood that we bow down to everyone with a great respect, that the soul within you and inside me and among everyone here, it's the same.
the same source, it's a Krishna consciousness. The same soul is small particles coming from the great supreme Krishna consciousness. So it's not that I won't go down or I won't touch you because your karma will impact me. I can give you a small context. Krishna Param Bhakt Sri Sudamaji, when he arrived at Krishna door, he barely had any chappal or shoes, nothing, bare feet, dirty clothes. He didn't have shower for many days. And the moment Krishna heard my friend is coming, he ran to the door. Rukmaniji told him that Sudama is at your doorstep. He ran to the door and he hugged Sudama without even looking at his outer condition, his dirty clothes. He hugged him. He touched his soul. So it's a matter of we bow down to the soul, not the body. And Krishna is within every single individual living being here. This is the source of my knowledge, but nothing against you. With all due respect, Krishna consciousness within me telling me that this is little correction. With all due respect, you have to make next time. Namaste to everyone means namaste to the soul within all of you. I see equal within me. Krishna is within every living human being. None is above, nonetheless. We all the equal, regardless the culture, the religion, the country where we coming from. It's one small little planet. Every living being is coming from Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Like you have just mentioned that like very important point, but then that is the consciousness when you become a pure soul, right? As long as we remain as in a bodily concept, yes, we have to follow so many things of this world, right? That's why the scriptures have like devised so many different rules and regulations, you know, terms and conditions based on our level of consciousness. Right? So all these like things which is advised by Vishma Devi is when we are in the bodily concept. But if you see everybody as a soul, then you are a pure soul. Right? So that is there. You know, and when you give the example of Krishna and Sudama, of course, like that's Krishna. That's Lord Himself. We cannot compare, right, Him with a human being like us. He's different. He's God. He has different limitations and he can go to any limit and do anything. We cannot. But if we are a pure soul, like you were saying, to see that everyone is Atma, then things is different.
And
you're correct.
Yeah, just another little addition that's all the scripture, Srimad Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Do everything every day with your 100% devotion and honesty. Your karma become your bhakti. That is the level of consciousness, purify the soul. If I'm a doctor, if I'm doing my duties with 100% absolute devotion, that's become a service of Lord. And that is the goal, bhakti. This is all Bhagavad Gita based upon. Do your duty with 100% devotion, absolute consciousness, and service to the Lord Krishna. Everything we do, it's a service without the self, just detaching all our karma without any fruits or without any results or any materialistic gain. So I just wanted to mention this, that I was little disappointed internally that namaste doesn't mean that I'm not gonna touch you or your karma will impact on me. Namaste means simply I bow down to the soul within you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Okay, so any other question about devotee association? But the question has gone like all different ways. In association with devotees, if your question is related to that, you can still ask, but if it is something else, then we can do it later on.
Namaste, Prabhu. My name is Nisha. I met you earlier as well. Thank you for coming to Adelaide. It's been a privilege to see you in person.
It's my pleasure.
I've seen you talk many times, and I hope I'm not asking a question outside of the lane. You know, when you walk in this journey and become a devotee of the higher consciousness, as a human, we've got so many barriers, I would say. When you want to surrender yourself, there are egos that come in the way sometimes. Even though you want to humble yourself, sometimes those little, head, like the voice in your head that says that, how come they're saying that? Or, that doesn't quite seem right. And I know you gave an example of Lord Buddha that comes to your tolerance level, but how do you raise your bar? How do you become a better person every day without hurting someone else, or as calm as you are? I know it's been a journey for you. I would really love to know your journey of becoming a devotee and always remaining a student of life.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, I was going to talk about that today only, right? When we talk about associating with devotees, the first thing we talk about is who is devotee, right? You were asking this evening, who is a devotee? How do we define a devotee? Right? So, devotee, we can understand first, like before bhakti, right? Before being a devotee, first we have to understand what is devotional service. So Rupa Goswami gives explanation, statement in Nectar of Devotion. Anya vilasita sunyam, jnana karma dhyanavitam, anukulena krishnanu silanam bhakti uttama. Right? This is the definition of a pure devotion. So pure devotion has certain criteria. The first one is anya vilasita sunyam, means all the material desires become zero. There's no more material desires. Material desires means any desire which is related to my body and mind. I don't have any desire anymore. That's the first criteria. Second criteria says karma, jnana karma, dhyanavrita, means like there is no mixture of karma, jnana, dhyana in bhakti. It's a pure bhakti, pure form of bhakti. Right? It has nothing to do with anything else. Anything else. The third thing it says is anukulena Krishna. It has to be favorable to Krishna. It has to be beneficial to Krishna, not necessarily to ourselves, but to Krishna. And the fourth criteria it says is anushilanam, means following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. We cannot just like devise or do anything which we like whimsically. It has to be in accordance to the practices of previous acharyas who have showed us the way, path, and the real thing of like practicing devotional service. Right? So this is the definition of a pure devotion. So when anyone is following these like things based on these like criteria, that is called a pure devotee. Right? So, of course, like we come to ISKCON, ISKCON is not Vaikuntha. Many times we think like we're coming to temple, everything will be fine, perfect. No, ISKCON is not Vaikuntha. ISKCON is a place through which you can go to Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan. So, ISKCON can be more compared to like a hospital. In hospital we get like diseased people, right? So we are all diseased people, and the biggest disease we have is the Bhavarog. The Bhavarog means the materialistic disease we have. That's why we are conditioned. I think I'm a man, you think you are a woman. Right? You may think like you are a parent of a child, so we are all conditioned with these material conditions. Right? That's the biggest disease we have. Right? So we are all in the hospital with lots of diseases. and one diseased guy disturbing another diseased guy, unless and until we are completely cured out of this material thing, right? Material disease. So unless and until we become pure, we are destined. We are like meant to disturb others. My horn will like pinch you, your tail will disturb me. You know, all these kind of things are going on. So ISKCON, we're supposed to get rid of our diseases by practicing, taking the medicine as advised by Srila Prabhupada, by our acharyas. We are supposed to practice, things, do things according to their prescribed things. We are supposed to follow and then get rid of the material diseases, right? So when we associate with devotees, we need to also know that which level I'm standing at. Because all the devotees are not same. The word devotee, word devotee is like very, very broad. Srila Prabhupada is a devotee, is it true? And I'm also a devotee. You're also a devotee. So are we equal to Srila Prabhupada? Because we're all devotees. Yeah, we are all devotees, but then devotees have a big spectrum of differences, right? It is categorized into three. They're called Kanishta, Madhyama, and Uttama, at least. Now, three major categorization of devotees. Now, Kanishta means the beginner, the practitioner. The beginner, right? And then the next level is called Madhyama. Madhyama means one who is already situated, highly situated in bhakti. And Uttama means one who has already realized God. That's called Uttama. Right? So we have to understand. So if we read, this is what I wanted to show you. Like these are from like different scriptures. Yeah. Just give me 1 second. Okay? Same there. So, according to Madhurya Kadambini, there's a book called Madhurya Kadambini, which is written by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He explains 9 different stages of bhakti. Right? We go through 9 different stages of bhakti. How many of you know that? What's the first stage? Sorry? No, these are 9 different processes. Narvada Bhakti you are talking about. I'm talking about the 9 stages of Bhakti. We're starting from Shraddha. What is the first one called? No, I'm just like writing the initials, okay? Shraddha. The second one is Sadhu Sangha. Right? Third one is Bhajana Kriya. Right? I'm going to explain all these things, don't worry. The fourth one is Anartha Nibriti. The fifth one is Nishtha. Right? Sixth one is Ruchi. Seventh one is Ashakti. Eighth one is Bhav. And the last one is Prem. Right? So all of these stages, 9 stages, are seen in a devotee. So I went through like quite a few books, like Sri Manasitya, Nectar of Devotion, Jaiva Dharma, Madhurya Kadambini. Right? These are the books like I went through. And then of course now we have a book called Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani by His Holiness Shivaram Maharaj. What he has done is he has like compiled so many things and then explained what bhakti exactly is and who is bhakta, right? Different levels of bhakta. Now if you see, now this is divided into 3 parts, very clearly. The first 4 stages as long as you are in these 4 stages, you are called Kanishta, right? Which I mentioned earlier. Kanishta means like a beginner, not qualified yet. We're struggling, we have just joined the movement, we have just like started chanting, and still like having doubts. I'll explain about that. Kanishta. Then the second section, you become Madhyama. Right? Madhyama has two levels, called Nishtha and Ruchi. Then the last one is called Uttama. Right? You become an Uttama devotee in the last 3 stages. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has helped us to understand Madhurya Kadambini, which is like very complicated book, which is very like thin book. It's not like so big, it's like 100 something pages. So when I got it, I thought like I'll read it in one day, It's like just a small book. So I took it, I told all the devotees not to disturb me. I went inside my office, I locked myself, started reading it. Yeah, up to Anartha Nivriti, it was okay. When I started reading about like Nishtha, Ruchi, my body starts like getting hot. When I read about like Ashakti Bhav and Prem, I understood it's not possible to achieve Krishna. It's too high-fi, too much. Right? Krishna is in a very, very high level of understanding. Then I got fever. I had thermometer with me, I checked, it was 102 degrees Fahrenheit temperature. I was feeling sick, depressed, feeling that, I'm not going to be able to manage myself to achieve Krishna in this lifetime. And at the same time, like you said, there's no hope going back to the material world also. I've destroyed all the bridges, which is linking me to the material world. I cannot see, no, I'm not going to do all this nonsense again. Right? The only way I had was to go ahead in Krishna consciousness, right? So of course, like later on, devotees came and rescued me, They pacified me, so gave me a little hope. So then I decided I have to become more serious in practice of Krishna consciousness. Right? So I'm explaining based on all those like experiences, like now sadhusang, Shraddha, sadhusang, bhajan kriya, and anartha nivriti. These are the part of Kanishta Adhikari, Kanishta Bhakta, the beginner. Right? And not only that, here Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives one phrase which is called Anisthita Bhakti. Right? Sorry. Right? Anisthita Bhakti. Now you know the word Anisthita, right? Anisthita means unstable. Unstable Bhakti. So in this stage where actually this is Anartha Nivriti is a result. Anartha means like all the nonsense things we have. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Matsarya, lust, anger, greed, all these kind of things. These anarthas gets destroyed. Right? This is a result actually. But then other 3 stages are the process. No? Shraddha. Shraddha means we have faith. According to faith, we will associate with the devotee, sadhu sang. And sadhu will make you do some devotional service, bhajan kriya. And by doing this, sadhu sang, bhajan kriya, our anartha is being destroyed. Means all bad qualities are gone, negativity are gone. But then in this process, the bhakti is still not permanent. It's not fixed. It's fluctuating. Right? It's fluctuating. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not. Right? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, in Anisthita Bhakti there are 6 symptoms. So when I read that 6 symptoms, every symptom matched with me. Right? The first symptom is called, now how do we know we are in this stage? The first symptom is called, it's like Utsamahi, right? Utsaha Mai. Right? Utsahamai means we have so much of enthusiasm in the beginning. Right? Like you said, I want to devote my life to Krishna and this and that, and I became vegetarian, I want the whole world to become vegetarian. So I'll go around and say, hey, are you vegetarian? He says, no, I'm non-vegetarian. You'll go to hell. Get lost. You are so excited, super excited in the beginning that your enthusiasm is so high. But then eventually, You start thinking, oh, no, let's be practical. You know? It's too much now. Let's compromise. You know? So the enthusiasm again goes down. And now we have to live such a long life and all these kind of things. So second thing is called Ghanatarala. Right? Right? Ghanatarala. Now Ghanatarala means condense, and Tarala means, again, contract. You know? Contract and, how do you call it, expand. Contract and expand. Contract. Become thick and thin. Thick and thin. So sometimes you'll have feeling, Prabhu, I think I should come to Mangalarati every day. Then you start coming every day Mangalarati. Every morning you are there in Mangalarati for next 2 months. Then again you think, oh, if I wake up so early in the morning and I have to go to work also, I'll become sick. Let me take a rest. Again, for next 2 months you're not coming to Mangalarati. Then again, after 2 months you think like, no, this is too much. I'm in my... Again you come to Mangalarati again. Right? So this is Ghana and Tarala. You become serious and you become again like loose. Right? The third symptom he's talking about is Vyuda Vikalpa. Right? I may not be spelling it correctly. Now Vyuda Vikalpa means, right, indecisive. We being indecisive. Right? Now you understand Krishna consciousness is the ultimate thing. Krishna is the ultimate thing. You think, you understand that. Then you think, oh, let me become a brahmachari. Let me become brahmachari. Again you think, no. No, let's be practical. There are so many beautiful matasis around. How can I sacrifice myself, you know? Yeah, I have to give them chance also. Right? Again, sometimes you think like, oh, let me earn for Krishna. And sometimes you think, again you think like, no, I have to support my family also. You know, so you become indecisive. Right? This is another symptom of in this stage. The fourth one is called, Niyamakshama. Yeah, Niyamakshama. This is called, you take vows, some amazing vows, some unnatural vows, and then you forgive yourself. Let's say, why should I chant only 16 rounds? Let me chant 64 rounds. You know, Gaudiya Vaishnava means 64 rounds. Then you start chanting 64 rounds, after 2-3 days you feel like it's not practical. It's consuming so much of your time, and they say, okay, give it up. Anyway, who had chanted 64 rounds? You know? Let's come down to 16 rounds. You take a big vow, you know, and then you don't follow it. And you forgive yourself. The fifth one is called Visaya Sangara. Right? Visaya Sangara means, you know, you're struggling with your sense gratification. You have understood so many things, do's and don'ts in Krishna consciousness, yet you cannot help yourself. You know, there are so many rules that you are not supposed to do. You know it very well. You know it, Prabhupada is not going to like it, Krishna is not going to like it. Still, you're habituated. And you are doing it again and again, which is out of your control. That's called Vishaya Sangara. You're struggling with your sense gratification, even after knowing so much in this matter. Right? And the last one is like very interesting, it's called Taranga Rangini. Right? So Taranga Rangini is, you know, when we do Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when we do devotional service, we are achieving so much of pious things, so much of pious activities we are doing. You know, the scripture says, one time we say Hare Krishna, it is equivalent to giving millions of cows in donation, doing hundreds of Ashwamedh Yajna, just by saying one time Hare Krishna. Can you say Hare Krishna? Hare Krishna. You have donated millions of cows. And you have done more than 100 Ashwamedh Yajna. See, can you imagine? I mean, while we do this Hare Krishna, we earn so much of piety, and we use this piety for material enjoyment. Material enjoyment, you know. So when I was temple president, I had so much of facilities. The whole temple was in my control. The money, people, the resources. And I was also temple president. I have access to so many things. So many times I would be tempted, what if I use this facility for myself? So I had to be all the time careful whether I'm using it for my personal use or for the benefit of devotees and temple and Krishna. Right? And when we are negligent, then we become the victim of Taranga and Vidu. Our bhakti is cancelled. Each time we enjoy the result, material results, which are offered by the process of bhakti, we lose the points in the bhakti itself. So this is very dangerous. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is explaining all these like 6 different levels of, 6 different symptoms of anartha, anistita bhakti. But when we pass this level, we come to the nisthita bhakti. Now this is called nisthita bhakti. Right? Now nisthita bhakti is very, very high level, in fact. Very, very high level. Right? Where we become completely determined that my life is going to be Krishna conscious only. That means nistha. Nistha means I'm determined, nothing else. I'm not interested in anything else. And better than nistha is the ruchi, which is next level. Now in ruchi level you are having taste. Now, how do you know that you have ruchi? The feeling from inside comes, I want more. I want more. Right? Ruchi means I want more. If I give you gulab jamun, lal mohan, right? And if you like it, what would you tell the devotee? Prabhu, one more. Right? Can I have one more, please? Means you like it. Right? That's called ruchi. So you start saying, why only 16 rounds? Why not 32 rounds? I want to chant more. I want to serve more. You come to the temple. You bug temple president a lot. Aviram Prabhu, I want more service. And he would say, Prabhu, you have done a lot of service, you rest. No, Prabhu, I want to do more service. I think it happens the other way around, right? Aviram Prabhu would come and say, Prabhu, why don't you do this service? And he would say, Prabhu, when you see my face, you only remember service? Why are you overloading me? Please spare me, That's what happens in real, right? But then here, in the stage of ruchi, you want more. Rupa Goswami is saying, Laulyam ekalam mulyam. He says, like the greed in devotional service is the only currency which is going to be used in devotional service. So this is the stage of ruchi, and then that's the nisthita bhakti. It means it's fixed. In the fixed, all these 6 symptoms disappear. You're always enthusiastic. You're always like ghana, means dense, deep in devotional service. Right? You're always like, decisive. This is right. This is good for Krishna. This is good for my devotional service. I'll do it. You're decisive. Then you are like, you are making a vow which you can follow. Once you make promise, you'll never come down and bring your standard below that. Right? And then no sense gratification anymore. You know that this is bad means bad. Right? It's gone. Now you see, in this section, the first section, most of the time we are doing devotional service using our, right? It's coming there, right? Mind. We're using our mind. And mind is flickering. Mind is restless. That's why, today I love Krishna. Tomorrow I love somebody else. Right? Today I want to do some service. Tomorrow I'm lazy, I'm crazy. Because this is the mind. Mind is restless. Sometimes it's good. It's moody. Mood comes from the mind. Right? Prabhu, today I don't have mood to do devotional service. Right? And then, Prabhu, can you sing? Today I don't have mood. And if somebody else is saying, Prabhu, just get lost. Today I'm in mood of singing, So that's coming from the mind. It's coming from the mind. Whereas, in this section, you are using your intelligence. Right? Things are coming from your intelligence, buddhi. That's why you're fixed. Intelligence means analytical power. Analytical power allows you, Krishna consciousness is the only thing, that's why I'm going to do this. It's coming from intelligence. Now, in this, the last section, it is called Shuddha Bhakti. Right? The last part is called the Shuddha Bhakti. As soon as you are in the level of Ashakti, now Ashakti with Krishna. Ashakti towards Krishna, not Ashakti to the material world, family and friends. No. Ashakti to Krishna. In this level, the 7th level is the first time you are going to see Krishna face to face. When you reach the level of Ashakti, you are going to see Krishna face to face. That's the beginning. Right? And then in Bhava level, you cannot stop your feelings towards Krishna. Cannot. Right? And in Prema level, Krishna says, I love you too. Game over. Right? So again, this Prema is also kind of a result. But then it's the final stage, that's why he has also like given this stage. And in this last thing, you are using Atma. So the first stage, who is like testing you? Right? Mahamaya is checking you. You say, oh, I love Krishna. Then Mahamaya says, really? Let me check you. Right? So what does Maya do? Take you away from Krishna. Right? Maya is trying to take you away from Krishna because Krishna doesn't like you being fake. Krishna doesn't like fake love. Now when we come and fold our hand in front of Krishna, when we have material motives, Krishna knows that. And I may put tilak, dhoti and then come in front of Krishna, I'm so devoted to you, Krishna. And Krishna says, yeah, I know. I know whom you are devoted to. I know very well. Right? But then again in second stage, Yogamaya is present in front of you. But then Yogamaya is taking you closer to Krishna. See, this is the opposite. Now this Anartha Nibriti becomes the line where you are helped or pulled away from Krishna. So in the beginning, Krishna consciousness is always difficult. But later on, it becomes easier as you pass this stage of Anartha Nibriti and go to the level of Nistha. Prabhupada is saying, please, at least become a Madhyama devotee, please. Prabhupada is pleading us, please, don't remain Kanishta, at least become Madhyama. Why? As soon as you become Madhyama, you are helped. You start like feeling mercy. You do a little bit, and Yogamaya will push you so forward towards Krishna. And in this stage, Krishna is present. Now Krishna himself is interested in you. That's why now Krishna is like, acting for you. Right? Krishna is acting for you. So this is very interesting. Now you can also see from another angle, which is saying, here, most of the time we are in Tamakun. Right? Most of the time we are in Tamakun, we are lazy. We don't believe. We say, do this service, this will happen. Really? Give me some logic, or else I will not do it. We are so ignorant. We are so ignorant in Tamagun. Here we are in Rajagun. So that's why lots of preaching happens here. We are Rajagun, Prabhu, we have to make so many temples, many devotees. Madhyama level is the best for preaching. And here we are in Sattvagun. Right? We are very well situated, novice, except for the Krishna Prem level, it's called Suddha Sattva. Right? We are already like in Suddha Sattva. The level I explained in the Bhagavatam class also, right? Which is like Sandhini Shakti. We are already situated in Sandhini Shakti, ready to realize Krishna. That's why we achieve Krishna Prem in that level. Right? So, of course, like we can go in more details than this, but then we can understand which level I am standing in. Right? I may look like devotee, but am I Kanishta? Am I Madhyama? Or am I Uttama? Right? Am I challenged by Maya or am I helped by Maya? Do I have the proper understanding of Krishna or am I still like fluctuating? You know, we can understand ourselves very clearly. And not only that, we can also understand the devotee who is in front of me, in which level he or she is standing. Right? And we can treat according to them. Now we cannot treat Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama equally. Cannot. They have different potencies. They have different powers. Right? And the level of offenses are also different. Right? I can give you one example of Gaur Govinda Maharaj. Right? Gaur Govinda Maharaj is one of the pure devotees in ISKCON. Right? He's coming from Orissa, like being born in a family, Vaishnava family. From his childhood, he was like worshipping Krishna. Right? So one day, you know, he ran away from the home. The parents caught him again, brought him back home, get him married, thinking that that will put him back to home. But after the marriage also, he ran away. You know, he ran away. Right? So then parents thought that when you will have children, you will have attachment and stay back home. So they forced him to have, you know, give birth to children. He did. But again, he ran away from the family. Right? But then the wife again brought him back. So this time Gaur Govinda Maharaj thought, I'll run away to far distance where nobody will find me. Right? So from Orissa, he took a train and went to Mumbai. Pretty far. More than 1 day's travel in train. Right? So in Mumbai, I don't think any of his family member could come and search for him. So he was just wandering on the street. Right? Gaur Govinda Maharaj was wandering on the street, and then all of a sudden he could hear Hare Krishna Mahamantra going on. It was a Pandal program. It was a Pandal program, thousands of people like sitting there, and then Hare Krishna going on. So he also went inside and saw that Srila Prabhupada and his like white elephants, right, white skinned devotees, you know, they were like singing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then as soon as Gaur Govinda Maharaj saw Srila Prabhupada, he thought, wow, he's my guru. All of a sudden like that. And Srila Prabhupada also saw him in the crowd. Can you imagine, in the crowd of thousands of people? He called one of his servants, can you go and call that man in the crowd? So the devotee went and then called Gaur Govinda Maharaj. And Prabhupada said, where have you been? And then he said, Gurudev, sorry, it took a long time. They are meeting for the first time. So he got like first and second initiation together. And after a few moments, few days, few months, right, Prabhupada came with 2 sannyas danda. One was confirmed, who will get the sannyas. And Prabhupada said, whoever thinks qualified can get sannyas. And Gaur Govinda Maharaj just went and did Dandavat. Prabhupada, I will take. Very well, sit. I'll give you sannyas. So like that, I mean, he's like very qualified. And of course, like devotees complain, Prabhupada, how can you do this? First and second initiation together and all of a sudden sannyas. And Prabhupada said, he's a pure devotee. Right? He's coming from Vaishnava background. Right? So later on, I mean, after many, many years of Prabhupada passed away and then, you know, left the planet and then, you know, like, there were like so many things, ups and downs in ISKCON, you know. So one day there was GBC meeting in Mayapur, right? And then in the GBC meeting, Hare Krishna Maharaj was the chairman in that, you know, like committee in that year. And then there was like a discussion. There was an issue which was coming, which said, where do we come from? Do we come from Golok Vrindavan or Vaikuntha or from somewhere else, like car and ocean? Right? So all this discussion was going on, and then when that issue came to the GBC said, let's do voting. How many of you think we came from Golok Vrindavan? How many of you think we came from like Vaikuntha? In that way, you know, Hare Krishna Maharaj like solved the problem. But then Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, no, it's not true. This is philosophical issue. Philosophical issue cannot be solved by voting. So then Hare Krishna Maharaj would say that, oh, you're not following GBC's decision. You're against Srila Prabhupada. Right? So of course, like these are not the exact words, but then I'm summarizing it. So then Gaur Govinda Maharaj felt really, really bad, offended. So he went down and told his disciples, I want to give class, arrange class for me. So in the class he talked about the final Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Anta-Leela, right? Where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go in trance and everything, right? And then as he was saying, as he was telling the story, he says, you bring my Gopalji, his deity. But then deities were not there, the picture was there. Putting the picture of Gopalji, he left his body. He took samadhi and left his body. Right? But before that, Hare Krishna Maharaj was like, knowing that he is going to leave the body, he came quickly to ask forgiveness, but he was late. After a few months, he went crazy. Hare Krishna Maharaj went crazy. You know, he started hating Srila Prabhupada. He married his own disciple. And then he opened his own organization. Only 3 regulated principles. Right? And he went back to Russia, many centers, and looted, saying that these are the properties I collected, we collected. So took from ISKCON. Like that. I mean, when we offend a pure devotee, the offense is very high. When we offend a Kanishta devotee, the offense is low. But I'm not trying to encourage you to offend a Kanishta. Offense altogether is bad. Right? But then, of course, like we have to respect, we have to take care of like different devotees, different level, differently. Right? When we understand all these things and associate with the devotees accordingly, then we have the best benefit of associating with devotees. Right? Now, if I have my authority with Kanishta, he won't be able to take me back to Godhead. Even he is Madhyama, he will still not be able to take me back to Godhead. Only Uttama is the person who can take me back to Godhead. Right? Uttama people, Uttama devotees are those devotees who have realized Krishna. And only those who have realized Krishna can give us Krishna. Right? So many times in ISKCON we have like different types of authority. Right? Some immediate and some, Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, like that. Right? We have many personalities. And then I've also seen, if my authority is Kanishta, yet he is my Siksha Guru, I give my life to him. Which is not good. Right? We replace that person with Srila Prabhupada. We replace Srila Prabhupada with that person. Right? That person is not equivalent to Srila Prabhupada. We cannot give our life to that. But definitely that person is far more ahead than me in Krishna consciousness. So that person can lead me to his level. Right? And then if we want to go ahead, we need like a person who is in deeper, who is in higher like consciousness. And if we want to go back to Godhead, we must have Uttamadhikari. Only Uttamadhikari. So the nearest, the immediate Uttamadhikari we have is Srila Prabhupada. So if we don't have a habit of associating with Srila Prabhupada through his books, I don't think we have like higher chances of advancing in Krishna consciousness. Right? There's a saying called Munda Munda Matavinda. As many heads, that many ideas. Right? So when we associate with Kanishta and Madhyama too much, this is what happens. We have our own different perspective of what is Krishna consciousness. Right? It's coming. So we should read Srila Prabhupada books and get the first-hand information from a Uttamadhikari. Right? So of course, like Kanishta and Madhyama authorities are also important because they can take us to these levels, and these levels are not simple levels. These are very high, sophisticated levels. Right? So association happens only after we understand the reality. Where we stand first, and where the other person whom we are associating stands. And based on that, we should associate. Okay, so I'll stop here today, and if you have any questions, I will try to answer them. Hope it's clear. No questions? Okay.
If someone claims to be devotee of Krishna, but knowingly hurts others, neglecting them in their time of need, or cause emotional pain, can such person truly be considered a when compassion and humility are both devotional?
Fine, yeah. If you can read again, please.
If someone claims to be a devotee of Krishna but knowingly hurts others, neglects them in the time of need, or cause emotional pain, such a person truly be considered a genuine devotee? How does Krishna view such behavior, especially when compassion and humility are core of devotional life?
Well, if a devotee, a person who is acting like a devotee and who is knowingly hurting others, then that's not a devotee. He's trying to be devotee, but then he's not a devotee. And you're saying, is he a genuine devotee? He's not a genuine devotee. No, genuine devotee, Prabhupada said, devotees can make mistakes. That's why Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Apichetsu Duracharo, he's using this sloka, saying that sometimes there's a fall down in devotees. Because of his past life karma or something, some reason, or he gets karma from others. There might be a temporary fall down. But then Prabhupada used this word called accidental. It has to be accidental, not planned or organized. So if there are accidental fall downs, yes, we're supposed to help that person rather than hate that person. Right? And another thing is, I think it's our mistake to think that person is a pure devotee. Many times we make authorities, we get initiated by Guru, and then we make that Guru, oh, Gurudev, you are so pure, you're Uttamadhikari. May not be. Because in many moments, many situations, even Madhyama can become a Guru. And even Kanishta can become a Guru, according to Shastra. Right? So my Guru may not be the Uttamadhikari. So if I place him as a Uttamadhikari, then it's my mistake, not his mistake. Right? So of course, we cannot judge, we cannot analyze, because with our small brain and then low level of service, it's very difficult to find out who exactly is in which level. But still, we have to understand that Uttama means Uttama. Right? Who has realized Krishna. You can directly go to that person and say, have you seen Krishna? Have you talked to Krishna? Have you? Oh, you were asking me? Oh my God. Difficult question. So, do I have to answer that?
Yeah, but it's like more.
I have not seen Krishna, frankly speaking, but I've felt Krishna many times. Yeah, many times. Very clearly. Yeah. Yeah. So like that, it's very important for us to understand, right? So yeah, if somebody is knowingly making mistakes, then I think it's better to avoid that person. I would not associate them. Many times, I would sit with devotees and then only take their Krishna conscious part and only associate with while they are doing services and other good things, something relevant to ISKCON, something relevant to Krishna consciousness. And when they start talking nonsense and do some other things, bye-bye. I need to go to the toilet. I'll tell that and run away from there. So of course, to find a pure devotee who is perfect is very difficult, right? And then all we have is those devotees who are struggling. So best profit out of bad bargain, what to do, right? Including myself. When you associate, you just take the good part and just discard the stupid part, right? So we should be mature enough to do that. And if we read Prabhupada books, he's building us up. He does tell many ways how we can understand the reality and then protect ourselves. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. I have another question as well. So, is it necessary to get married to please parents, even if my heart desires a life fully dedicated to Krishna conscious, focused on serving Krishna, and avoid getting entangled in materialistic world?
My God, you have to decide by yourself. I have no rights to say that whether you should get married or not. It's your entirely personal view and your parents' view. Yeah, but in my opinion,
is it necessary?
If I would have understood Krishna consciousness before my marriage, I would never get married.
Thank you, I got my answer.
That's for sure. But I got Krishna consciousness after I got married, so no choice.
Heidi.
So we'll just take one more question and then we'll like and then end this session. Thank you very much. Oh, hi Jack.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I just missed one part. It's not question. I just want to know a little bit more. I think you said we can replace, like, I'm not sure if I understood correctly or not, like Kanishta or Madhyama senior devotee or guru with Prabhupada. Like, is that some...
We cannot replace Prabhupada with...
No. We can replace our Kanishta or Madhyama guru, like...
With Prabhupada.
So, like, we can take shelter of Prabhupada if we think our guru is Kanishta or Madhyama. Is that something...
I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you.
I'm sorry, because I think I was a bit unmindful at that time, so...
I mean, we have authorities, many authorities, right? Our Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, and temple authorities, you know, we have like so many. But then they are not equivalent to Srila Prabhupada.
Right.
Never.
Right.
Never.
Yeah.
You know, for that they have to become Uttamadhikari, and it's very rare actually. So many times I've seen in ISKCON, when they follow their Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, or like immediate authority, you know, they think like, oh, I don't have to follow Srila Prabhupada. Let me follow this person because I trust him and give my whole life to that person. That is a wrong practice. That's what I'm saying. Even though I have Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru and authorities, I still have to depend on Srila Prabhupada. And the best way to do it is listen to his lectures or read his books. Get first-hand information. Right? So when I do that, I mean, many times I've many different types of authority, I've challenged them when they are presenting things which are not according to Srila Prabhupada. And I've got full rights to do that. Of course, like I don't challenge them, you like that. Very politely, excuse me, you're saying this, but this is not resembling, this is not making sense with what Srila Prabhupada has taught us. Is that true? That whatever you're saying I have to follow, even though it's not according to Srila Prabhupada. And many times they correct it. They may not also like realize that it's not according to them. And if they are sincere, they will say, oh, I'm sorry, you better do what Srila Prabhupada said. But if they are not, then how dare you check me? And of course, like, I mean, this kind of authority is not good.
Some people say once we get diksha from a guru, we have to 100% follow. Like, yeah, that was, I think, I was a little bit concerned. And some people...
Even though the Diksha Guru is deviating from Srila Prabhupada?
Okay, I got my answer.
Yeah.
I got my answer.
Never. Shouldn't.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yeah, Prabhuji would like to say something.
Would it not be safer to go directly to Prabhupada?
Yeah.
If there are so many dangers and if it's so hard to recognize a pure devotee.
That's true. Yeah, it's always safe to go to Prabhupada or even acharyas at all, right? If I'm allowed to do that, I will choose Rupa Goswami. He is my best. But then the problem directly choosing Prabhupada at this moment, when he is not physically present, we cannot hear things from Prabhupada. We can go and pray to Prabhupada, read his books, but then we don't know, we cannot understand, we cannot connect with Srila Prabhupada and listen to his instruction at the moment. For example, if I do something, some kind of service, I go to Prabhupada, I did this service, are you happy? And he was like meditating, sitting there, not talking to me. Actually, he's talking, but it's my impurity that I cannot hear him talk. So that's why we need a living guru. To say that, whatever service I did, is that according to Srila Prabhupada, is he happy? And that person who is more advanced than me is saying, yes, according to Srila Prabhupada, this is true, and he must be happy with you. Right? That's why we need a living guru. So living guru comes in the form of Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru. Right? And then, yes, and there are three things Prabhupada said. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. We cannot just rely on one of these. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra, all three has to be there. This triangle has to be there every day in our life. whatever Srila Prabhupada says, whatever there is in the scripture, whatever the sadhus, other devotees are saying, all these three things which we have to cross-check with whatever I'm doing, right? Whatever I just did, is it according to Srila Prabhupada? No? And then are the devotees around me also prove it, that it is according to Prabhupada? And what about the other, my guru? Is he happy? Is he satisfied? So these three personalities, are the checking points for us, right? So yes, Srila Prabhupada is safe, and of course, like Srila Prabhupada is even saying, surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just chant holy name purely and you can go back to God. You don't even need to be initiated. That's also there, but then very, very difficult to chant pure names. There's high chances that we may not be successful. So that's why we are taking all chances, grabbing this devotee, this guru, that guru, please give me mercy, give me blessings, give me blessings. So we're taking all chances. It's not that just take one and then rely 100% to that person. It's not that. We need many. We need Prabhupada, we need Rupa Goswami, we need everybody. And we need to find out what works with me and what doesn't work. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Hidai Gaur Premanande. So I'm sorry, the class is a little late, so please go ahead for prasadam. So there's a prasadam out there in the marquee.
Hare Krishna everyone, Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for giving that lovely class. I think everyone's going to go home and brush their teeth really well tonight. So don't forget to have prasadam before you go. And for those who are new to the temple, we do have a bookshop. We do stock all the Srila Prabhupada's books, including in the Nepali language. So I hope you enjoyed your visit to the temple. This is the first time you've come, and we hope to see you regularly. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
We'll use this in Krishna's service. Please pray for me that thank you. I tried my best.
See you when I come. You can make it every year to sing.
I'll try to. Thank you. Yeah, I also fell in love with Adelaide. It's such a beautiful place. It's different than other places.
It's lovely to see you every year. Some Maharajas do that, some people do.
Let's see if Krishna permits. Yeah, if he calls, then I'm in already Google. Yeah, please pray for me.
Thank you. Have a safe night.
Thank you. From we went to Fiji, by the way. Yeah. So we'll go to New Zealand first, and then for a week, and then Fiji for a week. And from there we're going to New Zealand on 9th June, and from there on 16th we're going to Fiji. So 23 we're returning back to Nepal. Who is there? Kalia is not Kalia. Oh, Krishna Kalia. I thought it was the Kalia Krishna. Oh, in Shuva? Well, I think we're going to quite a few cities.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, who's the convinced with today? Bhagwan ka, Bhagwan will like it sooner once again. Yeah, okay. Was it? Yeah, okay. See you tomorrow. Do you feel like good with this world?
Kirtan Adelaide. Leave a like and subscribe.